It is day 256, and welcome back to Minecraft Hardcore. We are doing an exploration episode. Today's entire episode will be dedicated entirely to exploration. So, we will be trying to fill in at least part of the top layer of our map here. We are going to slide a little bit this way and connect to our home real quick and pick one thing up before we keep going. I may have to craft it. That tree is a very good sign. So this is one of the new 1.18 Azalea Trees. And that basically just means that there is, if I went straight down, there is a lush cave biome in through here. We will be holding off on exploring it, but probably even see some of it right here with all of the clay, because that is one biome where clay is abundant. Not what I intended to do. Got a little bit too close to that edge. I'm glad that there is some water there that we can ride back up. But I was hoping to be able to see some lush cave down in there, but seems like it's not quite that close to the surface, which is understandable. They can run pretty deep. They can be right up by the surface, I've noticed, or they can be pretty deep down. But we can start to see our mob grinder there. We are headed right there. But that will be a definite place to explore here in the next couple of episodes. Hoping to be able to eventually explore one of those on screen, but more than that, I'm hoping to be able to look for a dripstone cave here very shortly, for the simple reason that drowned are more likely to spawn. Let's go ahead and eat for a minute. In a dripstone cave. Oh yes, we ran into some witches, which I didn't know they actually dropped potions of healing. I didn't know they actually dropped potions at all. But we had a couple that did, so we do have those. But what we came back for, I am not seeing. We may have to actually craft it, which is okay. I thought I had already made one, but if I did, I don't see it. As you can see, we have collected quite a bit of loot from our farm as well. But we are ready to go back on our adventure. And the whole reason we have gotten our boat out is that we are headed towards this section over here, which seems to be more water. And it will make it much easier and much less dangerous to traverse that with a boat. I like that little alcove cave area. Steep valley, whatever you want to call it. Don't want to fall in again. Usually I would do this with some banners with me, but we haven't collected that much wool yet, and I don't have all of the dyes yet, nor do we have a wool farm yet, which we will be doing very shortly after we visit the Nether and I get some quartz, which will be in the next couple of episodes. We are actually going to need to disembark for just a minute. Because it is time to quickly sleep. And by the looks of it, right down there, we have a very cool ruined portal. We will not be exploring it because it looks to be quite a bit down there, quite a ways down there. And magma blocks are incredibly dangerous, especially in a hardcore world like this one, when you don't have Aqua Infinity on any armor. It can be very easy to get stuck in a spot where you can't get out of it. Well, you can't get back up or out of the stream, which we just don't want. Having the Aqua Infinity gives you a little bit of extra time underwater without losing as many air bubbles, which gives you a little bit of more time to get out of the stream, the downward pool of the magma block. Back this way, we are still in the jungle, which means this is a pretty vast jungle that we are in. So if we head on this way, we have a sunken ship. Nice. Oh, and I do not have an axe, which I usually like to have with this, but that is a completely new type of tree. But let's go ahead and see if we can get any loot from this. Feathers, buried treasure map, which we are going to go ahead and open up. Oh, that was an empty map, not a buried treasure map. There it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this door with us and see if we can find... Whoa! That is a packed full chest. Mending. Nice. And then if we go up here to the front down in here, which is why I like to bring an axe. Maybe too forward. I think I'm too forward. Yep. We got that one. Maybe it'll be this direction then? Yeah, I went the wrong way. Ah, yes. The treasure chest. So, most shipwrecks come equipped, if they're a full shipwreck like this, have the 3 chests. You have the map chest, the miscellaneous chest, and the loot chest. Which are pretty self-explanatory. The loot chest is going to have your iron, your gold nuggets, iron nuggets, emeralds, sometimes there's some gold. I've run into it where there was some... ran into one where there was a diamond, which can be very, very nice. The map chest is, again, pretty self-explanatory. It's got your map. Usually it's got a buried treasure map in it. It's got some paper. Sometimes it'll have a compass in it. That kind of thing. And then your miscellaneous will be that treasure chest that had the tunic with mending on it along with the TNT. And that chest is just going to be miscellaneous items. For the most part, it's going to be some leather. On occasion, I think I've seen some chainmail armor, but usually it's leather armor. Some sort of food. You've got a small chance of there being bamboo in it, that kind of stuff. This is the first one I've seen with TNT in it, surprisingly. But usually you can get some carrots from it, some potatoes. I think I do believe some people will call it the food chest because of that. Sometimes you will find like suspicious stew in it and that kind of thing. So it's a chest with a lot of different things in it. And can have a very wide variety of different things in it. And we are surprisingly back in the sparse jungle. I'm a bit surprised. It's very pretty. We've got the nice little waterfall up there. Go ahead and collect some of these watermelons. Not the best source of food, but once we get some villagers going, a villager trading hall, they can be quite useful. Which we've got a village not too far from our house, so it wouldn't be as expensive to make one as it was in our last hardcore worlds, where the nearest village was over 1,000 blocks away. It looks like we have finally stumbled across one of the higher hills in Minecraft. It doesn't look like it's quite one of the new 1.18 mountains, but it does certainly look like it is quite a large hill. Now we are up at 110, 112, 15, something like that, so it's not too bad. It is starting to get night, so we will be sleeping here in a moment, but I'm going to very carefully get down the mountain first. For all that we now have the expanded borders and all of that, and the world height has definitely changed, I personally haven't come across a mountain that is taller than 120 yet. A little bit of a bummer. But we haven't done major exploring yet. At least not on any of my on-screen worlds. My private world, I did come across a mountain that was 150. Oh, a village! A village! Well, let's go ahead and see if we can find anything good in this village. But I am looking forward to seeing if we can find any bigger mountains in this world. Certainly looks like there's an opportunity for it. And I know there are, it's just a matter of finding it. Each world has them, it's just a matter of finding them. And being in the jungle, we're not really in a place to find them. We definitely will be eventually. Especially once we face the end, get an elytra, then travel to those farther distances will definitely become a lot faster. But we won't be facing the end quite yet. We've still got a lot of stuff to do before we head towards the end. Potatoes, apples, and not much else. We haven't gotten potatoes yet, so it's nice that we finally found some. Ooh. Does the cleric villager have anything worth it? Not really. We are going to go ahead and take this brewing stand, I think. Yep, we're going to take it with us. They're not that hard to craft, but I do need blaze powder before I can craft them. Not that we can do really anything with them until we get blaze rods anyways, but another wart. But we at least have a couple. And at least if we have some, we can always start trading before we start making actual potions of our own. Which is always nice. More semi-decent loot. Nothing too serious if I'm being honest. Nothing too good. It's a decent world. But keeping an eye on that sun, figuring out what time of day it is. Going ahead and heading up here, checking out this house. Nothing much. I think I've already looted it. That one's been nothing. It's got nothing in it. Nothing in it. Go ahead and get some more of these. Maybe I'll tame a llama in this world. Well, we are trying to get 100% advancements, so we will need to train. I thought I already... That's a rarity. Did we get 2 merged villages? I don't usually see more than 1 cleric in a village. But, okay. With that, I think we have looted most everything. So we will probably end up heading on back this way. Oh, a flesher. How nice. I think this will be the last one. Oh, I'm glad we didn't miss that one. That one's got some emeralds in it. Not a ton, but a decent amount. So keep going, and nothing seems to be in those ones. Let's check where we are on the map. Looks like we need to head on this direction and head on this way. Let's eat for a minute and go ahead and head this way. Jump over and a birch forest. I must say, of all of the 1.18 biomes, I think the one I have run into the most has been the birch forest and the jungle. With, I think, the dark oak forest becoming a close second. It's actually surprising because before I started recording, about 6 months ago, I didn't usually run into dark oak forests very often. It was once in a blue moon. I'd only, off of my creative worlds, I hadn't seen a dark oak forest since the update where I actually went hunting for a mansion way back when I restarted playing back in early 2019, the B update, I do believe. And hadn't really seen too much of them. If I got dark oak in my survivor worlds, it was usually from a trader. Just because, for me at least, they were really hard to find. I had more like finding a Badlands than I did a dark oak forest. And my most recent spawns, I've all spawned near one pretty much. I think this is the first one where I haven't again. But we are going to go ahead and get this iron. We are not near far enough in game for it to not be worth grabbing. But go ahead and throw a couple of these things away. We don't really need them. Here in the next couple of episodes, we need to work on making an end chest and working on going to the nether, which is going to be our next big project. Let's go ahead and head up this sort of hill mountain and figure out if we can stop this forest fire before it gets any farther. Are we going to be lucky enough? It looks like it, which is always nice. But we are going to go ahead and head back on this way. And we are just about done with today's episodes. We are going to go ahead and start working on heading back towards home. Finishing up this loop at the top of the map. I know I usually do all 4 sides of the map and sort of figure out where our map borders are and then fill in the center, but we're not going to quite do that this time. We're going to focus on the top of the map, see where we are. We've got most of what I want in this section, having spawned so close to a Badlands. We've got a jungle. I think the only thing we don't have yet is a spruce forest, and I think I saw the beginnings of one over back there. So we will definitely be looking for one. And I'm not going to get that iron from this direction. And that will give us all the wood types. But I'm not too worried about it. We've got most of what we want right where we are. We're going to start working on traveling to the nether, getting some more diamond for some diamond armor, and moving that direction. Looking for some other things like that, trying to get towards that end enchantment without dying, which is going to be a big deal because I haven't actually made it through the dragon without dying once yet. So I'll probably do some practice in my survival worlds both on and off screen before we try that in our hardcore world. Just to make sure. I don't want to get clear to the end and then not be able to beat the dragon. That would be highly frustrating. But if that happens that way, we start over again. It's a learning experience. We are on day 59. So we are halfway through our 100 days challenge. So we're halfway there. We're only about 30 days away from where we died last time. And in some ways we are farther ahead than we were in the last world. In other ways we are not as far along as we were in the last world, and we will be correcting some of that kind of stuff in the next couple of episodes. We will be hitting the Nether here very shortly, next episode, and from there we will be start working on some AFK and automatic farms. And we are, looks like we are coming back towards home. You can see all of the little, it looks like we're gonna need to sleep. You can see all of the little patches of warm ocean through here, which makes me think that we are coming from, we're headed back towards home from the side of our sugarcane, I am thinking. So doesn't look like we are too far, and there is our sugarcane, our mob farm, and our house. So if we go ahead and head on this way, we are back home. So go ahead and get out there and head on this way. We have gone around that far, so looks like mainly we skirted around it a little bit, but there's going to be a lot of water there. But let's go ahead and put our map on up there, put our bed back down, and that is going to be this episode of Minecraft Hardcore. I will thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for another Minecraft day. Have a great and wonderful time.